Hello everyone. Today I'm going to teach you about this artificial intelligence, the basic understanding. It will be easy to understand and we'll be exploring the basics and the key concepts of artificial intelligence. So, we're exploring the world of AI. So, welcome to the world of AI. We'll discover what AI is, explore how computers can learn, and discuss the difference between traditional AI and machine learning approaches in the following units. So, I'll be creating a playlist in which I'll be creating a video with a unit wise. So, this video will all about this what is AI, and the second will be on agent that learns, third will be reinforcement learning, and fourth will be traditional AI and machine learning. So we'll guide you on a journey through the world of AI. For the first stop of our journey, we want to have a look at common examples of AI and investigate what artificial intelligence actually is. So, so welcome everyone to the world of AI Week 1, Unit 1. So, what is AI? So, artificial intelligence is already shaping our society and changing the way we live together. The world of AI has already arrived. Let's have a closer look at some of those state of the art AI applications we already see in our daily lives, such as this Alexa, Cortana, Siri, Google Now. So, Alexa is from Amazon, Cortana is from Microsoft, Siri is from Apple, and Google Now is from Google Android. So, we've been using this in our daily lives and uh, through one of the most prominent example is natural language processing, or in short we call it as NLP. So NLP is basically about understanding language, both spoken and written, for example in automatic translation. So this has already arrived in our live daily lives. So we've been using this is kind of AI. We are kind of relying to this um, softwares and this AI, like waking up in the morning at 4 a.m. So how this is working? This is working through the AI. So they're knowing that we have to wake you up at 4 or 5 a.m. in the morning, or schedule a meeting with someone in from your contact list. So what AI is doing, they're picking that contact from your contact list and scheduling a meeting with them at a specific particular time. And suppose we have to draft an email, so we've been doing the voice and recording everything in the draft and sending it at a particular time. So this is how AI is working as of now. So using making doctor's appointment, finding a restaurant, or telling us the weather, companies using AI a lot to trigger the service to their customers need. So if we're gonna talk about this new thing that Netflix, Amazon Prime, YouTube, Facebook, what they're doing in terms of AI thing. So Netflix and Amazon, for example, use AI to make better recommendation on the user's history of purchases, products, or movies they're interested in. So suppose when we go to YouTube and watch some specific or subscribe to any YouTube channel, so they've been tracking our records, like what all things are we watching, and so they kind of make a record of everything and show us the similar picking the specific terms from our pics and used to show that to in our YouTube screens. So they recommend us what to buy or watch. Supermarkets and stores decide which goods to have in stock by seeing our history of purchases or our likes or dislikes. Google or Facebook use AI to present ads to us, and Uber access AI to calculate the fare to plan the routes for their devices. So we have that smart mobility also. In fact, one of the more controversial use case of AI, the use of self-driving cars produces many questions. Who is responsible if the AI fails? And how should the AI decide on certain dilemmas? such as the crash into the group of school children or the pregnant women. Games are another traditional applications of AI. So I was talking about this game. So humans have already wanted to create computer programs or intelligent machines that beat the humans. For example, in the game of Kings chess in 1996, Gary Kasparov, the world champion of chess, was defeated by the Deep Blue. So this is the game which is popular in Chinese area. In the China, it's basically more popular. The IBM that was able to use powerful search engines. Another recent groundbreaking event was when Lee Sedol, a world famous Go player, was defeated by Google's AlphaGo system in a game that is way more complex than chess. So this is like Go play. Uh, so yeah, the AI computer program which was created by the IBM defeated this the man Lee Sedol in this game. So as we seen, AI has an influencing increase on our daily lives. That is why it's so important to learn AI. So what exactly AI is? So what Wikipedia says is AI is an intelligence demonstrated by machines in contrast to the natural intelligence displayed by humans. So, most importantly, this definition focus on intelligence demonstrated by machines, which is distinct from human intelligence. But how does a machine demonstrate intelligent behavior? And what is human intelligence? So next definition by Cambridge Dictionary says that is helping us with these questions. AI is the study of how to produce machines that have some of the qualities that the human mind has, such as the ability to understand language, recognize pictures, solve problems, and learn. So we can see that in this definition, there is a focus on automating certain tasks that so far require human intelligence. So studying AI might even help us to build a better understanding of what human intelligence is. So there's another definition from Elan Rich and Kevin Knight says AI is the study of how to make computers do things at which at the moment people are better. One consequences of this definition is that everything that computers can already do better than or just as well as human is following this definition not considered AI anymore. If we have a look at pathfinding and navigation, which were considered AI some years ago, but today are often considered just normal algorithms. In summary, we see that even AI researchers have no exact definition or consensus on what AI actually is. Instead, the field is being constantly redefined, such as when some topics are classified as non-AI or some new topics emerges. We therefore may see AI as a collection of methods that do stuff previously only done by humans. So in our history, if you take a look at the history of AI, we see that the field actually takes back way before Siri or smartphones were invented, and it is a constant process of change. So there is nothing it's been constant. It's been evolving as the time goes. So in the early 1950s, when computers were as big as a room, Siri and Alexa or self-driving cars were something out of science fiction. The field that we can call AI was sometimes called cybernetics or complex information processing. The term AI itself was coined in 1956 when a couple of researchers met at the so called Dartmouth Summer Research Projects on Artificial Intelligence. A lot of the concepts that we'll learn about in this course and that we use in AI today were developed back in the 1950s and 60s. There was just one problem. Computers were a lot less powerful with regards to computational power, and therefore computers might have been able to tell the difference between shapes like circles or rectangles, but not tell if a picture displays a cat or a dog. And therefore, the field was basically buried in snow, something we call the AI winter, other than a little spring in the 1980s. So I was referring to this 1980s expert systems. And the field essentially went to sleep for quite some time. Eventually, in 1996, the former chess champion Garry Kasparov was beaten in chess, the game of games, by the AI, beginning with the 2010s. So AI was on the rise again. Essentially, two development facilitated this current AI summer. The first is the ever increasing computing power, and the second was digital transformation. I'll come to this digital transformation later on. First, we'll look into this computing power. So while the Apollo guidance computer that handled the moon landing has about the computing power the first ever Nintendo home console from 1983, today's computers have more than 2000 times as much computing power. So before it was like the computer size was about a size of room. Now it's been like in our hands. We've been using this laptops and everything. The second development that facilitates AI is the increasing digital transformation and in consequence the availability of huge amounts of data. So whenever we like something on Twitter or in Facebook, play a video on YouTube, buy something online, or use an IoT is nothing but Internet of Things device. We generate data. So data is what drives this AI summer. So basically, everything what artificial intelligence or the computers do is with our data. They refer our data, they collect something, and that's how they process it. And the digital transformation has produced tons of it. A subject area of artificial intelligence can be roughly divided into two sub areas. One is this computing power, and the second is digital transformation. So there are learning approaches that can derive our symbolic AI also, like in the patterns, identify roots, behavior patterns on the basis of data. In other words, machine learning. In short, we call it as ML. So this acquired knowledge is stored in a so-called model and can be subsequently applied in a situation or to a new area. So what happens is whenever we like something or whatever do we do in our digital area, so that data got saved to in our history, or that got saved in one path, and that's how they are learning. Okay, if she or he is liking this post, and she or he been continuously liking this post, it means she liked this kind of thing. So that's how that computers learning. So this is what we call it as machine learning. This is acquired knowledge is stored in so-called model and can be subsequently applied in new situation or to new data. So after learning about the importance and history of AI as well as the reasons for the current interest in the topic, let's have a look at our journey through the world of AI. So, in a week one, unit one, we are discussing about what is AI, and then further we'll be discussing on the agent that learns, and then what reinforcement learning is. So, what is the difference between traditional AI and machine learning? And then further we'll go on to unsupervised learning, behind the scenes supervised learning, and can machine things. This is a big question that if uh, if they're following a path and they're learning, so can machine things in future, how it's gonna be like. A closer look at neural networks. So like we do have the emotions, humans have emotions, even the animals have emotions. So will they be able to have the neural networks and they have emotions? So how they gonna react to that AI and the society? And I'll also be giving the notes to teachers, so they can teach to the students so what AI is. So so this is what it for today. So we'll see each other tomorrow when we'll explore how a computer can actually learn and how to play a game. Thank you everyone. So at the end I want to say that I'll be creating this kind of videos. Most probably after 3 days I'll be creating and posting it in my YouTube channel. So what I want is do subscribe it and share as much as you want. If you want to know anything special, or if you want to learn different from this, do comment it. I'll sure look at it and try to make a video on that. Thank you everyone. Stay safe.